Most of us have heard of the Keystone XL pipeline that's slated to transport dirty tar sands from Canada to the U.S. Gulf Coast. The activism against the approval of that pipeline has been huge, but there are other lesser-known, equally important tar sands pipelines. The largest Canadian pipeline company, Enbridge, is planning a number of controversial projects. Among them is the Northern Gateway pipeline, against which a spirited and unified coalition has formed in Canada. Reuters reports that, quote, Enbridge has taken steps to woo opponents to Northern Gateway, offering Aboriginal communities along the route $1 billion Canadian in long-term benefits, including a 10% equity stake, jobs, and contract opportunities. But nearly half of the 45 affected communities have rejected the offer. 5 years ago, an Enbridge tar sands pipeline through the Kalamazoo River in Michigan ruptured and caused $1 billion in cleanup costs and destroyed the local economy. That's the kind of thing that worries my guest, tlaats'gaa, Peter Lantin, who is president of the Haida Nation, and Caitlyn Vernon, campaign director of the Sierra Club, both of them joining us live from British Columbia. Welcome to Uprising, Caitlyn and Peter.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Well, Caitlyn, let me start with you. Enbridge is a competitor of TransCanada, the company behind the Keystone pipeline. TransCanada, much better known in the U.S. because of Keystone. But I understand Enbridge is actually a bigger company. Can you tell us what sort of company is it? Is it the transportation of Canadian tar sands? Is that its main business?
Yeah, Enbridge is a pipeline company, both tar sands oil that they want to transport as well as natural gas. The proposed Northern Gateway project would build a pipeline from the Alberta tar sands across northern British Columbia, crossing hundreds of salmon streams, and then bring oil tankers to the Great Bear Rainforest on BC's north coast.
And so, Peter, tell us a little bit about why this project, the Northern Gateway pipeline, is such a problem, why it has such widespread opposition.
Well, I think to give someone, the listeners out there, an idea of where we're located, we're 40 nautical miles south of the border of Alaska. So we're a little isolated island off the coast of Canada, but Exxon is not too far away from the Haida Nation here. So the threat of an oil spill and the proposition of bringing raw bitumen through our territory is not a hypothetical fear here in Haida Gwaii. It's actually based on reality, that we've seen north of us 25 years ago. So that's really what what's the biggest fear around the Haida Nation and the islands of Haida Gwaii is. What we've seen up in Alaska with Exxon.